All right. The last thing I said in the atheism video, I promised that I would go into another subject, but piggybacking where we left off in the atheism video, and people looking at me, I got this mask on my face, but I don't care. That's another thing. I might just freestyle this video. You know what I'm saying? Like, you got to get to the point where you don't care about people, what they think about you. You see, you got to get to that mindset that people don't even matter, man. You know what I'm saying? But anyway, at the ending part of that atheism video, I was going into like how I couldn't tell you everything about the great falling away because it's something that occurs. It's something in the universe called the constant occurrence. So nobody can tell you everything because there is a constant occurrence that's taking place. And what happens is each one of us is born in the midst of the occurrence, basically eternity. You see what I'm saying? So no one can tell you about the beginning. So I can't give you every spill about the great falling away. And somebody might say, well, how can you tell me anything about it? Left side of the brain? That's a valid question. See, the thing is, you have to understand that this type of information is not for everybody. It's something that's inside of your umbilical cord that is still remaining inside of you from the time of the great falling away when the split occurred. That DNA material in that umbilical cord, it still houses that information from that time, but you only have partial amounts of it, but you can tap into it and see the picture. You see what I'm saying? And in that atheism video, I was talking about how atheism and Jaguarism, how it doesn't mix, right? And I was talking about if you believe in atheism and you are an atheist, then you can't be a Jaguar. You would have to dismiss everything that we speak about, because everything we speak about is about soul. You see what I mean? So, but one thing that no one can deny, and this is why I reject like the Big Bang Theory and all of that. One thing, and I know I'm kind of all over the place, but I'm coming into what I'm really doing this video about. It's just how my mind operates. But one thing that no one can disagree about is that darkness has always been here. Everything came from out of the darkness. It is the omniscience of the universe. Everything came from it. It's the origin of everything. Nobody can deny that when you look up at nighttime, all you see is darkness. It's everywhere. It represents everything that we say God is about. It's mystery. It's everywhere at the same time. It knows no time. It has no beginning. It has no end. It's within. It's without. You close your eyes, it's inside of you. When you open your eyes, it's outside. It's everywhere. It's everything. You see? And what I'm getting at is, like, even what I'm saying right now, it's just certain stuff. You just have to be there on that channel. Like, that's why I was talking about doing the atheism video. See, people who think in that perspective, they are limited. So if you are subscribing to like the atheism mindset, your information will be limited. Because once you come to a equation you can't figure out, you don't have no soul to access. Because you just said that you are an atheist. So if you are an atheist, You don't have a soul to access. Everything that you rely upon, you must rely upon what the scientists discovered or the next scientist discovery. You don't have a soul to access information. And that's what I'm getting at in this video. Like, I don't even know what I'm gonna title this video yet. But certain information is not in a book. So that's why, like, if you're one of those people who looking for everything to be in a book, you won't get it. Because you have to realize that the nature of this human prison bar system is to keep things hidden away from you. So in that alone, they're not going to show you everything. That's why everything that I say, it can be represented in a parable form. I say that all the time. Everything in the universe is a representation of what's taking place in the spiritual world. For instance, when I say the darkness, right? I say everything originated from the darkness. If you're one of those science people, you will understand that black people are the original people of the earth. And like, for instance, like black people, the original people of the earth. What did I just say about darkness, everything coming from the darkness? But that don't mean that all black people can tap into what I'm saying. And that don't mean white people don't have a dark soul. I'm just saying it all originated from darkness. And black people on earth being the first original people is a metaphor of the darkness. You see the connection I'm making? Everything is metaphorical. But at the same time, you can have black people who are human prison bars. You can have white people who have a dark soul who can tap into this information, but on the outside, they not black. That's what I'm saying. And it's like, when you come across people like that, see, race and see, most of the concepts and constructs that we live under, like race, nationality, languages, all of that is what's the word I want to use? It's a deflection to keep us away from the type of things that I'm saying right now. You see, to simply put it, you ever heard of like divide and conquer? The Hegelian principle, divide and conquer. That's basically what racism and stuff is about. Because really, it's only one race. Us versus them. That's it. It's only one race. Us versus them. It's only two things you can do in this world. Escape the human prison bar system or be sucked into it and be trapped into it. That's why I don't do the racism thing. And somebody asked me one time, they was like, why don't you talk about race? For the very reason I'm telling you now, because I don't even want to have kids. I don't want to have children. To me, the black race is not skin color. The black race is a byproduct of melanin. My true race is the United Souls. That's who I am. The United Soul. Get what I mean? So you can be an Asian person, and if you are truly about this type of stuff I'm saying, then you are a united soul. You don't need me to validate you. You don't even need your skin color to validate you. What validates you is if you can tap into this information or not. What validates you is if you are one of those people that God has chosen to give this type of information to. If you can't receive this type of information, that means you're not a chosen. It don't matter what race you are. It don't matter what color you are. You see what I mean? So one thing we can't deny is that darkness was before everything. And one thing we can't deny is that this type of information is not for everybody. We cannot deny that. So I don't know if I'm gonna name this Atheism Part 2. What y'all think? If you would title this video, because it's kind of playing off of the atheism video. And my point that I'm making is this type of information is not like you can go to the library and say, let me Google this real fast. If you thinking like that, if you still thinking like that, put it like this. If you still thinking like that, you thinking like you are a computer that's only able to receive what somebody types into it. That's what I'm saying. I'm like I'm a soul. You see what I'm saying? I am like, I'm tapped into the mind of the computer programmer. But if you're one of those type of people and you only depend on, well, what it don't say that in a book. How can you say that about the great falling away? I don't see that in no book. Then you're not getting it. You're not getting it. Like, I don't go to sleep at night. I go to rest. I don't go to sleep. See, my brain, the way my mind is, it's always operating. See, if you go to sleep, you're a human prison bar. You know how you can put your computer on sleep mode? It's not thinking, it's sleep. It's just in sleep mode. If you're one of them type of people and you like an atheist and you depend on science for everything, and when you go to sleep at night, you just a computer on sleep mode. Because you don't have dreams, remember, because you're an atheist. Atheism, the Big Bang Theory, it don't explain why we have dreams. How do dreams play into some big, boom, random explosion that came out of nowhere? You see what I'm saying? So if you go to sleep at night, you know different from a desktop computer. Let me put my computer on sleep mode. Okay. You just go to sleep at night, computer on sleep mode. You're not dreaming. You're not contemplating about anything. You're not meditating. You're not having no astral projection experiences. You just sleep. That's why I don't go to sleep. I go to rest. I get rest at night. I don't go to sleep. My mind is constantly working. I don't go to sleep. I get rest. So that's what I'm saying. Like, if you're one of those people, and that's why we say they sleep. We be saying this stuff without even knowing what we mean by it. These people are asleep. They the walking dead. Zombies. I was looking at a girl today. I was sitting up there. I had my food with me. And I seen a girl walking. And I was just saying to myself, like, I could just tell by the stride of her walk that she just have like emotions. She just had emotions. Like, in her stomach, she knows when she's hungry. When her mouth is dry, she know that means I'm thirsty. I need some water or something. But she don't feel like the things I'm saying. You know what I'm saying? She wasn't a real left side of the brain type of person. And most of all these people out here, they just like that girl I seen a few moments ago that was walking that way. You know, they just, something ain't right, man. Like this human prison bar thing, and I'm being serious, like, for real. We having a real face-to-face conversation. You see my face right there? I'm right in your face. Just like if you was in this car with me. I'm right in your face. These people, look at me. These people out here, they not right. And you can just tell it. And you the person that have the soul You don't need me to tell you that. I'm just like a scientist. I discover things, tell you about it, but I didn't create that which I discovered. I'm just telling you what God shows me. And we have to depend on each other. That's why we call the United Souls. Because they're not going to tell us this. This is why I say this is the most important channel on YouTube. I'm telling you, you're not going to find this nowhere else. You see what I mean? They're not going to tell us this like left side of the brain be saying. It ain't about me. Look, my face covered up. It's about that TRUTH. The right understanding to heaven. Truth. That's what it's all about. Like, man, I can just see this stuff so clear, man. I'm going on my 3rd year heavy in this information. Just like I'm on my 3rd year. I was the first person on YouTube when I did that video in Walmart. I was the first person actually out talking about this stuff. But nobody else doing that. I'm telling you, on this left side of the brain channel, you have a platform here where you can be yourself. We can talk about anything on this channel. Anything. We talk about everything. And by the way, I'm going to be announcing the next live stream. I said I was going to do it tomorrow, but I got a court date. I got to go to court in the morning. So by the time I upload this tonight, for most of y'all, you will probably see this like Friday morning or something, you know, or maybe Saturday. So I have to still decide when I'm gonna do that next live stream. And the next live stream is going to be based on a Q&A. We're just going to do a Q&A. I'm gonna come up with a small subject that we talk about for about 20 or 30 minutes, and then we're going like 2 straight hours Q&A, call in, live Q&A. That's how we're going to do it. But back on the topic, you know, this type of information, man, it's not found nowhere but in here. I'm not saying me specifically, but I'm saying when we come in contact with each other, you already know it. You already know who is who. When I look at people, when I'm out during the day, I can tell who is who. See, we have a creator's signature on us. Whether you black, whether you white, whether you red, yellow, we have a creator's signature on us that we can tell who is who at all times. We can tell. And like myself, I'll be communicating with these people, but I don't say nothing to them. That's another key factor to this whole thing. Like, you have to know how to communicate without communicating verbally. Give me a second. See, everything is a mind game. Like when you go to the supermarket, right? They be communicating with you non-verbally. Every item, every packaging in that store is communicating to you. The aisles are numbered: cereal aisle, potato chip aisle. Then you look at the different cereal boxes. It's communicating with you. Everything is communicating non-verbally. So everything I'm telling you, they practice it upon us all the time. I'm just waking you up to it. So they know that everything is a mind game. And mind games are dangerous. You know what I'm saying? It's a minefield. A mine, I-M-I-N-E, an explosive, a mind game, you get it? It's a mind game. That's why you gotta watch your words. You gotta watch who you speak to. Every move I make is calculated. Everything I do. Even when I do these videos, everything is calculated. Whether you know it or not, I'll be thinking about everything that I'm going to say 2 seconds before I say it. What I tell y'all, I'll be ahead of myself. I'm already in 2020. So when I publish this video, somebody gonna see this in 2020, and when they check the date it was published, they gonna say, wow, this dude was already in 2020. Dang, this dude was on point. That's what they gonna say. So for those who going to see this in 2020, I was already in 2020. Ask the Jaguars. I've been talking about 2020 and 2018. I was talking about 2020 vision. When 2020 come, your vision should be 2020 by then. That's what 2020 represents. I've already been on that. That's why I be by myself so much. I be by myself all the time because people got to catch up with me. If I'm driving right and I'm faster than you, you're going to be behind me. Only a few people car can come up to where I'm at and we recognize each other, and I can look over and say, oh, what's up, man? We left them back there. And we pressing the gas and we moving forward. That's how it is with me. My processor is just advanced, man. And you have to be that way. Because here's another thing. If you trying to be like them, you're not going to win. It's just like these dating coaches I be seeing on YouTube, and they be trying to get these men tips on how to date women and stuff. It don't work. I'm going to tell you. None of that works because you can't outgame. See, the woman is the game system. If you don't fit the bill, she already know it as soon as she look at you. You can't outgame a female. She's born. Everything she does, she don't even have to think about it. Game comes naturally to a woman. Just like how they give birth naturally. Women don't make themselves get pregnant. It's just something that's built into them. They don't feel the sperm going up their fallopian tubes. They don't have nothing to do with any of that. They don't have nothing to do with they breast milk producing in their breast. They don't have nothing to do with that. Like everything about a woman, and I'm just using this as a metaphor. Like everything about her is game. She is the game. Any game you play is designed to beat you. So these dating coaches be telling these men about game and how they just making money off of people, off of the ignorant people who buy into that stuff. Just like you got all these charlatans out here. Like the nature boys and all of that. So as you can tell, I'm not in that community. We don't flow like that. We don't operate like that. The way our thing is set up is living for yourself and not for others. We collect based upon the information. We don't even have to see each other because what's not organized cannot be broken down. It can't be infiltrated. As long as we can upload these videos on YouTube, we got a place to come. Yes, we have books coming out. Yes, I'm planning seminars. Yes, we're going to be doing all that. But it's not going to change. Even if they shut all this stuff down today, tomorrow, we got enough information to understand what we're dealing with. Nobody else is doing it like that. This is real. The Left Side of the Brain channel is real. Nobody else is giving up information like this. See what I mean? So you can't outgame these people. Popularity, people who are popular and all of that stuff. See, it's another teaching I haven't disclosed to y'all yet, but it explains all of that. I'm not gonna give it out in this video. I'm gonna do that in the next video. Why certain people end up like NBA players and NFL players. I'm gonna do all of that. I'm gonna break all that down. That was a chapter in my book, but I'm gonna break it down on my next video. Cause I got so much stuff in that book. Like I'll be thinking about like when is the release date? Then I'll be getting more information. Cause I don't want to rush through that book. Cause either way, like I told myself, I can still be doing these videos while I'm still writing the book. So you'll still be getting the information. You see what I'm saying? So it's a reason why these people are at the level they are at. It's the reason why such and such is the president. It's the reason why you work the job that you work. In the next video, I'm going to break all of that down. And you're going to be like, wow. I'm going to break it down so clear that a 4-year-old child will be able to understand it. Don't forget to remind me about that video. The next video that I'm telling you about, don't forget to remind me about it. I'm going to break it down so clear that a 4-year-old child will be able to understand it. But yeah, you can't outgame these people. They know who you are. I used to think, see, you can tweak it a little bit. Like if you avoid eye contact with them, say if you're working on a job and you don't want to be like exposed, don't look them in their eyes. Like try to avoid eye contact. Like look down at the ground. Like put your attention somewhere else. Like focus your attention on, like if you're in a restaurant, they got one of them TVs and they got like a game that's playing. Just watch the basketball game. Like learn how to throw your attention different places, because what happens is if you ever allow your consciousness to crosswire with their consciousness, then you enter into the game. I have noticed that that has happened to me on a few occasions when I was out in the public. So you want to deflect their energy as much as possible. You want to stay as low key as possible. You want to use less words with them as possible. You want to stay focused on something at all times, whether that's like putting on some headphones or doing anything to kind of deflect, you know. It's just like riding on a highway and your tags ain't right. You don't want to speed or do anything that's going to draw attention to you. You see what I'm saying? And that's how we have to that's how we have to move as Jaguars. We can't be out like everybody else. And it's not about game. It's not about no game. You can't have game with these females. It's about whether or not they see you as one of them or not. See, I'm going to do another video, man. I'm going to break down relationships and all of that. Like, for us with souls, a relationship is a pitfall. I'm telling you, because any woman you dealing with, I'm going too far with too much stuff right now. Yo, I got some good videos lined up. Y'all stay tuned. Like, it ain't about game. It ain't about relation. See, none of these operations that be working for them is not even designed for happy times and all of that. It's designed to bring you into submission. That's what all of these systems are designed to do. You with the soul. So don't think you're gonna be happily married ever after. These concepts, they are illusions. When you see other people doing that and these dating coaches telling you, oh, it's about game. No, the reason why you see that dude with them many females is because he is not you. It's not about, even if you got good looks, if you think a certain kind of way, then they are out to get you. They are out to bring you under. That's what it's about. So y'all remind me about those 2 videos. That relationship video, I'm going to tell you about how that game stuff, how all of that is just a hoax. And remind me about the other thing I said, the video about why certain people are certain at certain levels in life. Like you got certain people who play in the NBA, certain people who are lawyers, doctors. It's a reason for all of that. Everything, these people was born with certain gifts and abilities and talents for a reason, and you wasn't for a reason. In the next video, I'm gonna break it all down. And don't ask me what it is in the comment section, because I don't want to spoil it. But I'm gonna break all of that down in my next 2 videos. But anyway, what I'm gonna title this video? I think I'm gonna title this something about my basic message in this video is this type of information is not for everybody. And you can't go about this like how you write a research paper for your college, final paper, exam or whatever. It's not like that. This is more so like a day-to-day thing, because this thing we live in is constantly switching and changing and morphing. That's why it's not like, you get what I'm saying? It's something that you got to learn how to peruse through and use your higher senses, man. But I'm gonna go deeper into it the next 2 videos I do. But yeah, hit the likes button, hit the subscribe button. You are tuned into the best channel on YouTube. This is the captain of the Jaguar Nation. You are captain of the Jaguar Nation. This is Left Side of the Brain signing out.